Hello, 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 one and all. Welcome on in. Welcome to my artistic stream. Going to do a new thing. So, today we're going to draw some horrors of your imagining. My imagining, in this case. So, I don't know how long we'll do this for. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. We're gonna do an exploring, chat. I have with me some reference images I'm going to have a look at. And yeah. Right. Let me have a nose at my references. Where is it? Art folder. Horrors references. Okay. Let me have a quick look for my references real quick. This thing feels pretty apt to a point. Ooh, this definitely. Possibly. Maybe some aspect of this. That definitely. Okay. Okay. Let me import a thing. Not that one. I forget which button. There's a button for it somewhere. Reference window. Not you. We don't want you. Shit. Add reference. We don't need that lady from Artistic and very artistic. We don't want Alpha from PGR. We want this horrid thing, I think. There we go. Yeah, sorry, we can't have the hot white-haired lady. With the midriff. No. Can you see that window? You can't see that window, can you? No, because I've got you guys in the way. There you go. There you go. Get to see the whole thing. We're drawing some horrors, my boy. You guys voted for the horrors, so we're gonna get horrors. There we go. Yes. Now, I have never drawn a beastie before, so this is gonna be interesting. By interesting, I mean probably not the greatest. We'll see. That being said, let's give it a go, shall we? I want this thing to have... I think this is the kind of proportions I want it to have. So, if nothing else, let me try and get some basic shapes here. Like that. Yeah, it's just you just see basic shapes come. Basic shapes. Okay. So got a head, probably around there. I don't know how I want its eyes to work, so forgive me for not doing the usual cross and stuff. This isn't gonna have a human's head. So I feel like the lessons I've learned from trying a human head, human proportion, won't really work here. Um, yeah, no. Um, uh, I'm using this as a rough guide. I'm probably gonna like change this up a lot. Like arched back. Uh, ah, knee. Kind of the shape I'm going for. Having Cheetos right now. You're eating Cheeto? My god, cannibal. Eating Cheeto alive. I've certainly given myself an interesting objective here, haven't I? But okay. We have like a rudimentary shape to start with, okay? I know it looks shit, but roll with. Okay. Layer 2. Alright, alright. I want some things from this creature. Kinda want, like... I'm gonna do like... You know, I realise actually, hang on. This make a little difference. See what we do. Kind of want like that wolf skull kind of look to it. Okay. Okay, we're getting a vision. Vision. Now, to give some context of these, they're basically, how to best describe it? They're a combination of really messed up genetics research with lots of cybernetic bits just shoved in them. The intention is they were disposable troops during a time where literally millions were being slaughtered. So they needed like millions of these things. The idea was that they just brew up a fucking soup of genetic shit, chuck bits in there, allow it to assemble itself into something, and hurl it at the problem. Now, did this work? No. When you're dealing with creatures that can just Thanos snap people out of existence, no. However, it was a beautiful distraction. And it dragged down some lesser entities. I will get into more detail on this when I actually do the lore video. But basically, these things were laid dormant for like a couple centuries. To be fair, neither have I, except when I've tried to draw myself. And admittedly, some characters on Punishing Grey Raven, because most of them are cyborgs. In fact, they're all cyborgs. So, it kind of worked. Anyway. Just want to make that a bit thinner. Way too tempted to let that kind of get off. Maybe I should zoom in a smidge. So this particular creature, I've not got a full name for it yet, but this would be like one of the more reminds me of Rika from JJK. Okay, can't say it's unfamiliar, I must admit, but take the word for it then. So the idea of this thing is it kind of has like a split mouth, like a snake, basically. Basically, I think I kind of want to try and go for them. Is the horrors are mostly like mammalian with some insectoid traits, and they've kind of borrowed bits from other things. They're most like mammal meets insect and crustacean, basically, the intent. That's the idea, anyway. Oh god damn it. I just realised a small problem that my music's so quiet my headset will occasionally turn off. So I'm gonna have to do it that loud. Predator. A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Not quite fully detached like a Youch's, but still kind of connected. Yeah, I kind of wanted a very, like, Tyranid-esque faction, and this kind of gave me the excuse to do it. But I wanted to do it my own way. Now, I know I'm doing this all in one layer. I know, someone sue me, but I'm making it work. I think. This probably would be quite a basic creature, I would say. This wouldn't be like an advanced kind of construct. That for the hand. kind of having. Like that. Not really practiced my hand much, so do forgive. Mm. No, I don't like that. No. Quite. Doesn't quite feel right. Just something off about that. But just stuff there. Yeah, I'm not liking, but working well in. Oh yeah, I've done that before on the wrong layers. Yeah, hands I haven't practiced much with, so I'll be honest. I'm like kind of at a loss for how I'm meant to do them. I know you mentioned like a mitten, right? But I can't remember what you do after a mitten. I genuinely don't remember post mitten at this point. Does it need to be 5 fingers because they're not gonna have 5 fingers? Hey, love, welcome on in. I'm drawing something from my setting. I had an entire hand training arc whilst I still struggled. Yeah, this is not going to turn out fantastic, hand, but. Look like a weirdly un. Well, I'm trying to get a Corvette in No Man's Sky, some multiplayer game based stuff. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with No Man's Sky. Yeah, I know of No Man's Sky. Yeah, it's honestly the best version of like a space sim around at the minute. This is the beastie so far, by the way. So this thing would be kind of a troop, basically. I've not fully devised a name I want to give it. I have like a my main thing with the horrors is there's like 3 main kind of broods, if you will. There's like the brood that's kind of the majority of them, which is like the one that's kind of more biological, but it's got cyborg bits. There's the brood that's heavily mechanical to the point where they even like build and steal vehicles. They can build them and invest them basically. And then you've got the primal brood, which is like really no mechanical bits at all, and they instead rely on like the greater integration they can do to biology. So the Primal Brood has more oceanic theme. Um, One of the things the Primal Brood have, for example, is something called the Leviathan, which is basically the stitched together bits of various sea beasts. Like, we're talking old whale corpses been dragged up and reanimated, essentially, and fused together into one long, like, great sea serpent. And that's the whole. That's a kidney stone. God damn. I have no idea. How about little tendrils coming from his chest that hold people places it bites? Honestly, not a terrible idea. I'll keep that in mind. In fact, keep that note there. Oh yeah, yeah. It does have a bit of that, doesn't it? It's gonna be more mechanical later. I kind of just want the body plan basically. Like this hand. Um, some more kind of texture. I will stress to anyone joining us, I'm not a very good artist yet. I'm still learning. This is also not a human model, so I'm not obeying any of the usual rules of drawing a human being. I don't know, bulk contours like. Maybe flesh its body a smidge. This limb, I'm thinking, will be a combat limb. So this will end in kind of a box. Okay. Very gorillan kind of shape to it, actually. I've kind of gone. Joint, digitigrade kind of leg. Probably need to extend. Excuse its feet. I haven't drawn feet before either. Boost Pell Dive is gonna. The bot's gonna recruit this robot. Honestly, yeah, it's. So. That feels a bit small. But let me actually get rid of that entirely. I kind of want to drag its arm back a little. More of the meat being replaced. Now, I confess I'm not very good at drawing barrels yet, so I do apologise. Now, I remember the little lesson I was taught while trying to learn art is to draw what we can see and not think we can't. Raise you. Okay. I think we got something there. The sheep in here. So, I think we've got enough out of this reference. This reference has done its job. Let me have a look at my other reference material. There we go. This bad boy. Now this thing is more the vibe of like the more mechanical hive, but this has a similar vibe. That flesh meets metal. This is more metal than flesh, but I want a good idea of like the metal bit. I've got the fleshy bits, I think. These will be his little tentacular limbs, I promise. A little uneven, but again, asymmetry is going to be a common theme with these things, I'll be honest. Thinking as well over here. So hopefully that's kind of obvious there, but that is... So that there's like an extra mechanical eye, basically. The idea is it would have like a laser sighting on it. Yeah. These things have been hibernating for a while, basically. And the idea is that the first, like, this isn't like the first iteration. This would have been like, so the first iteration, the Manticore, I think I called it, had like a mix of traits that would later been inherited by other versions later. So an example would be, so like, let's say, the sort of leader beasts, for example, might have inherited one aspect of it. The kind of skull-like design of its head might have been inherited by some breeds, having sort of tentacles on it. Scorpion tail, I think I had an idea for in its case, hence why it's called the Manticore. That thing wasn't super symmetrical, but it was a bit more, because it wasn't as mechanical. This thing is a bit more simplistic, just because it is, in essence, again, a fairly simplistic beast. Um, his proportions are weird. Ooh. Now, the Lord of Screams would be kind of hard because I can't draw wings. That's. The Lord of Screams. I need to be able to draw wings properly to really kind of get the vibe across. I would love to draw one. I actually have a perfect vision in my head of what it looks like. But drawing one's the harder part. I don't know if I'm quite at the point where I can draw wings. And you know when you kind of don't want to do something yet because you don't want to ruin it for yourself? That's kind of how I feel with certain things I want to draw. Like, I'm not ready to draw them yet, if that makes sense. I know it's a bit what's it, but like at the same time, I worry it'll ruin it for me a little bit. It's hard to describe, but hopefully you get what I mean. Adding a little bit of sketched on texture. These sort of spines on the end of the tentacles are meant to be actually venomous. Um, like these things employ a little bit of everything when it comes to their biology. Adding some ports and pipes on these things, just to like kind of. Right, hopefully I'm giving the good idea of like what it'll look like. I remember the tentacles, the chesticles, if you will. Face. That note myself now. The joys of using the pen and all that. I can write stuff down and remember I'm bad at writing. Then my handwriting's terrible. I could use a bigger eraser, but I can't be asked. Don't at me. Like, I want this thing to feel like a bit of a mess. Like, it's not supposed to be here. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not meant to be alive. Like, this thing shouldn't exist. It shouldn't. It's objectively an abomination of nature. Like, even like the maker himself was like when these things were being made, this was before like the current era. And the big man himself was like, look, you can do this, but I'm telling you, you shouldn't. Now I know what they remind me of. Metal Gear Rising, Small Gorilla. Oh yeah! Yeah, a little bit. As far as this weapon, by the way, they can obviously alter. Like, these things can integrate most technology to a point into their bodies, and most biology. Like, this would be the one of the generalist strain, right? This isn't a I think Technos specs is what I was calling the more advanced ones. And they'd be like this reference here, really mechanical, with meat under the metal. And the Prime effects, which is the more primal one, that would be a lot more kind of like more crustacean-y, right? Like it would use claws and like a lot more like water sort of stuff, like fish kind of flaps, maybe gills, like spray out toxins or something. Whereas this thing uses a bit of both. With like stitchings of like armor plating kind of just shoved in there. Master. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I think that's a pretty nice kind of sketch of one. I actually really like the head. I will say I like the head a lot. Like, I'm quite happy how the head turned out. I think the pose might have screwed me a little bit. And maybe like maybe a better pose would have been preferable, but at the same time this thing's odd proportions are very reflected now. Like, you can kind of imagine this thing kind of crawls a bit more. And then whips out that gun for when shit gets hot. If anything, making something so fucked up looking is perfect for my art, considering I'm not very good at it yet. I'm making something where I'm allowed to make a bit more mistakes. Am I going to colour it? Maybe. It's probably... I wouldn't say this thing's gonna walk exactly like a gorilla, because you look at its, like, right arm. Like, it probably walks on 3 legs. Well, I guess it's 2 back legs and its, like, big hand. When it's fighting. I mean, it can walk on its legs. Like, it can get up. But it's probably not going to be so... It'll be, like, on its, like, knuckles, essentially. I actually have a more demonic creature in mind for that, actually. The war demon. The war demon is gonna walk like a gorilla. Mostly because its weapons are all stored in its mouth that stretches down from its head to its stomach. So it needs to be able to be in a good position to just tear its mouth open and fire that shit. Honestly, some of the demons look about as horrifying as some of these things. The difference is that these things are all like some fucked up evolving hive mind. Oh, I'm feeling like I might want to draw a couple more, honestly. That was a little fun little exercise. I might want to draw another one. Yeah, you know what? You'll stay. I think you get that page to yourself. And we draw another horror. There's our first iteration, our first child. Have a look. Hey, Oku, how you doing? You see Bean? Yeah. Bean's there to remind me to not give up. Tired. It's alright, buddy. Yeah, something like that, perhaps. Kind of a more long-range shooting beast. Hey, Sinster, how you doing? Welcome on in. How you doing? Before I make a start on this one, chat, I'm gonna be just a second. I'm literally just gonna grab a drink. I'll literally be just a moment, alright? I feel like a little drink is in order to help get me in them. The creative juices. I'll leave you looking at this. Maybe you can, I am arting. Thank you, thank you. I am. I didn't give up. I just kind of needed to not do it for a bit. it While I'm learning, I decided, fuck it, we're gonna try and do weird shit. Yeah, I'll literally 2 seconds. I was back. Apologies. Oh. Right, let me drag my ass back. We have drink now, so insanity can ensue. I've been alright, man. How have you been? I'm back. I'm okay. God damn it, okay. Yeah. Try my pencil. Let me think. So, again, like last time, and just for anyone joining us, by the way, I'll just show you what we did before. This is our creation from before. Isn't he cute? This is our first fucked up son. Shit. Me being bad at using Ibis Paint. There we go. Now for our second fucked up son. Kinda want like odd. This is gonna look kinda spidery for a minute. I'm not gonna go too far into it. I'm gonna stick with it. Let's keep with that same leg structure. It's massive, Mitch. A bit small. I want it to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Brush. So I kind of want rear body slash ammunition store, the body, and then kind of a head rather than like this. I want kind of a head. Not copying it exactly. I'm just using it as a starting point. You should probably eat, Decker. You really should eat. Couldn't Bernard dig it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this one I'm not so sure on how I'm gonna do this. I have an idea in my mind, but producing it is gonna be the interesting part. But let's see. That's right. Obviously, this is just like the frame, if you like. So if it looks fucking weird, I'm more saying this for me than you guys. I am definitely more saying this for me than trust. Okay. I think I have a rough shape. Let's see if we can turn this into something a bit more less shape and more thing. I get, you know what I mean. So, zoom in a little bit. I'm actually going to start with this leg. Actually, body. You become transparent. Like, better. Start this leg, kind of. Down. Here. Go in like that. Kind of like a strut, essentially. Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Like that. Let's see how that pans out. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've never done creature design before, especially not so bizarre creatures, so... Like, I have a rough idea how this is going to turn out, but I'll be perfectly honest, I have not got a full set out on how I want these to turn out. Like, genuinely, I don't know quite how this is going to turn out. Honestly, that's why I kind of wanted to try doing it. I've been doing vehicle designs recently, and they're okay. I think it's just I need to get more used to the straight lines. Maybe I need to use a different brush. Honestly, that may even be an answer. Potential. I'm going to do the legs first. I know it sounds weird to do the legs first, but again, I let the legs kind of get overshadowed a little bit. So... Well, overshadowed, you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of hidden there, so... Again, I kind of want to give them like these weird, like tuning fork, like ends of the legs. Weird as that sounds. Oh yeah, it's not the only creature I want to do. At some point, I promised Declan I would do the Dune Shark, as I've lovingly called one of the creatures in my setting, which is a literal desert shark. Swims through the sand. As crazy as it sounds. I'm actually going to add another layer. I can do this. This is the layer above, so we can kind of play with it a little bit more. But actually, hide the legs for a second. I know we're being very fancy today, aren't we? Again, this is going to look very spidery. kind of thinking basically this thing's abdomen is where it stores the bullets, essentially. Whatever it shoots, right? You can kind of like see them inside of it, like it's like a cutout essentially in its own body. As horrifying as I appreciate that sounds, which I mean they're called the Wasteland Horrors. They're meant to be kind of disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. I promise I'm not drawing its arsehole. This is more of a reloading mechanism. The idea is a lesser beast would insert into this thing to feed it. Basically I want to give it like a plug. The back of its body's a plug. Yep, it stores. Listen, you know what they say: peace stored in the balls. Well, in this thing's case, ammunition is stored in the sack. It has an ammo sack, okay? It's a big bulbous sack filled with ammunition. There's probably a version as a flamethrower instead. This one's gonna be a pew pewer, though. Now, going to go back to here. Now I have the features. Now, unfortunately, after all that work, one of the legs is going to cover that a bit. But that's okay. Like, this leg here is going to cover some of this. So, we are going to have to erase some of what we've done here, but that's okay. Because that's, all that is, to me at least tells me where I don't need to do anymore. It works. Also, go back to this layer. Layer 2 on tight, yep. Because this leg isn't going to be seen much because the body's in the way. Go. I think we can safely. Oh, wait. You. Now. Alright. There we go. Okay. We have the abdomen, we have the legs. We're going to want the body. I want the brush, so erase it. Kind of want a bit of a pouch here. gonna add layer, that one, something with the other legs. I'm kind of thinking these legs will be a bit thicker and more metallic, actually. So this, don't go down to there. Kind of end off like that. I'm thinking. Kind of want the front legs to kind of like a riot shield, essentially. Like, this thing doesn't want you to shoot its sack after all, so I'd rather you hit its thick armor plate. Yes, gentlemen, you will be able to relate to this horrifying creature. It doesn't want its sack hurt. I'm sure we can all relate. Exactly. We must protect the sack. Very important. So this thing's turned out more weird than I originally planned for it to, but fuck it. We'll just actually no. That's part of that. I'm going to add that one in, add a new layer. I think it's time we change reference. That one served or has it? No, maybe it has. Hmm. Hmm. Hang on. Hang on. I think I might actually need a new reference. Second, actually, chat. I think. Uh. Okay. Okay. Right. No. I have an idea. So we need to give this fella a gun. I think. I think it's time he has a gun. I think I know how I want to do it. No. Something like that. That. I want to give it like a little ridge. From here. bear with me, chat. This is we're in a very experimental phase here. um. Okay. Okay. Actually, hang on. There's a vision. So I'm gonna roll you the vision here, chat. Big old gun here, 3 barrels. This big old malarkey spits out the ammunition, the shells, basically. I'm definitely justifying my weirdness by explaining it. But fuck it. You will understand my weirdness one way or another. So, stores extra ammunition here, sticks in here, heats it the fuck up, and then spits out of this here. And then takes it behind its big meaty legs. I think, though, in honor of the other one, should also give it some tentacles. Shit. Picked up the canvas. Hands. Man. Oh, there we go. There we go. A bit of careful erasure. We might just get it looking kind of how I want it to look. So erasure, goddammit. Well, not drawing. So if I was doing, now did I? There we go. Little grabby tentacles. This one is a very... I'm uncertain of it. I'm less certain of this one than the first one. But I think there's a vision. I'm just not quite realizing it. I think I like around here. This worked for me. This kinda the legs. The legs are just not quite. Not super sure on the legs. But I also don't want to get rid of them right now. They need workshopping, I think. Like, I don't fully hate it. It's actually what I like. The front legs bother me a bit. But I want to kind of come back to it. We have me in a folder. Folder. New. God, my dyslexia. Okay. So, I think we create a new one. Look at my references again. Anything that catches my eye. Maybe you. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, but no, actually. Not no reference. Close the window. It's as long as expected. As you're back, Decker, I'll show you the results of. I'm not sure on it, but I don't know where to go with it either. The idea is ammo and reloading back here. Ammo is heated to fuck in here, and then shot out of here, ejected out of here. Got them little arms, little grabby hands. Get my small hands. He's got to check his sack every now and then. This bulbous sack here. He has to check it. Give it a little rub. But also, it's to make sure his ammunition doesn't get stuck because, you know, what if he jams? Okay? What if he jams? He might jam. So his little arm's gonna go in and pull out the ammunition, you know? Yeah, he has an ammo sack. In his abdomen. Then it goes into here to get warmed up a bit. Bit of a... He might jam. Yeah, he might just jam. Like our Chud son here. Which is still my favourite one so far, actually. Edit. There we go. I feel like I need something. Maybe I need the. This one felt like a nice starting point because I matured. I fucking matured. But you. You're an option. But you. Aha, you might be interesting. Yeah, you might be interesting. Okay. Maybe I try something bigger. So the horrors have siege beasts, which are like these massive behemoths. They've probably got the joint biggest units out of all the factions. Unless you count some crazy shit like the fucking Stimmers mobile you know, have any of you guys played Homeland Deserts of Karak? Those massive mobile land carriers. Well, basically the Stimmers, the faction who are like people who are sort of nomadic but use gene alterations to survive. Well, a lot of them come from America, and one of the biggest clans over there stole an aircraft carrier and built some big fucking treads for it. And that's their home now. They have a moving aircraft carrier. Yeah. Insane shit. But other than stuff like that, these are one of the bigger things. Let's start here. I'll get rid of that because I don't want to copy it. That's the big thing. I don't want to copy it. Hmm. Hey, Paint. Welcome, buddy. Hmm. No. No, it's not giving me the vibe I want. Wait, no, I know what'll, well, I'll know what'll be a good starting point. Second. I need something. I need a thing. Let's we start playing Warframe. Hell yeah. Um, Goblin Shark. Uh, yeah, if they'll put the lower settings. It is quite an intense game, surprisingly enough. Second chat. I need to acquire something. Goblin. Goblin is nut. There we go. Good old Goblin Shark, I choose you. I just like I can only rank up matches with. If it makes you feel any better, you will find it. Look. No, that did not work the way I wanted it to. So I'm just gonna forget about it. Just gonna clear that off. Oh, wow, what would I have to? Yes. So. God's sake. Bastard. I hate that if I linger on the page for too long, it always, like, flips it. The one problem with Ibis Paint is, like, I have to fight against it sometimes. That I sometimes don't. Okay. It looks bizarre as fuck, but you know what? So does a Goblin Shark. Okay. I hope. hope... Yeah, there is, man. To the bit. Right. Hmm. I realize I've kind of abandoned doing my usual thing, doing the shape first. Yeah. Jaw. Like that. I need to see something. They always meant. Besides Wolfram, I have been building. Hell yeah. Okay, I think. I need to see a Tyrannid real quick. Speaking of 40k, I want. Let me look at something real quick, chat. I need to see a Nid real quick. Very specifically, one in particular. Nid. Where is it? Not the Carnifex. Malin Scepter. That's what. The Tyrannith there. No, which one with the big Sarcophage does have a big mouth, but I want big one with a big mouth. Ah. Horror specs. Didn't realize that's what it was called. Okay, that thing's just got a big mouth. You know what? Actually, that works for what I want. I do want this thing to have big mouth. So, matter of fact, mouth being big is okay. In fact, desirable. Okay. I think that's the right starting point. Brush. Hmm. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. There's something not. No, no. Tell you what. No. I need. I need to start with the basic shape again. I think it's not feeling right without those. So, kind of want this thing to get stumpy. Like he's kind of meant to be kind of he's kind of meant to be built like a brick shithouse. The best way to describe it. Like this thing's meant to walk up to a wall or something and just bite it. The intention, like this big bastard will get hit a lot. That is a sacrifice the hive mind is willing to make because that's what it was bred for. Obviously, just a basic shape, so it's going to have more to it. Hmm. I feel like I had a very firm idea for that very first one, but I don't know the other ones. The other ones I feel like, yeah, it's weird. Like I definitely feel like I had a very firm identity on the first one. The rest, yeah, the rest I'm not sure. I know kind of what I want this thing to be. Just not how to get him there. Maybe those chimneys on his back aren't for me. Yeah, I don't think they're doing it for me. Instead, what I kind of want. That. Escalating is meant to be a sieging beast. Maybe some kind of like. This is gonna sound weird, but like missile silent. Actually, might like that. That. Something like that, maybe. Kind of like. So kind of like broadsides on his actual sides, I guess. Then this is just meant to be a big kind of bit of armor, you know. Like the idea is like things would walk underneath him, essentially. He's just a weird, fucked up battering ram, isn't he? Really, but he's got a few extra punch on him, you know. Yeah, just getting him to like. There's something missing. Can't put my finger on. I really cannot put my finger on what it is it's missing. What the fuck did I just see it? Well, welcome to me drawing things. I'm drawing some creatures for my setting. Um, so I have another channel, the Neo Eden Archives, and it's for a setting of my creation. And basically, I'm drawing some things from it. Specifically, the Wasteland Horrors, which is like a hive mind swarm kind of faction. This one, I think, is still my favorite one I've done so far. Kind of trooper, which not perfect because I'm bad at drawing, but kind of brings the essence of the faction quite nicely, I think. Still very rough. Yeah. This is like one of the many monsters. There'd be like, in the case of these things in particular, there would be fucking thousands of them. Tens of thousands. So then you got the shooter, which I'm not completely sold on how I want. Dear this guy. Like, this whole bit, I'm actually quite okay with. Whole, like, ammunition feed inside his body. The weapon maybe needs update. A bit of a change up, I'm not sure. The idea of the legs being kind of armor to protect it. Yeah, I thought you were trying to draw Godzilla Kaiju for a second. Sort of the mouth. Yeah, I kind of looked at a goblin shark for the mouth. This is still basic shapes. The idea, essentially, this thing's a living battering ram. It uses its mouth to bite into shit. But it's also got, because they're all like really cyborged up, this thing would be huge. So it has missile silos in its body. And essentially things would walk underneath it. It's like kind of a... like for it to take cover. I guess it's like the Enforcer's Mark, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not fully set on the shooter, to be honest. It will probably get... I mean, most things of mine will get radically redesigned when I can actually fucking draw them properly. But the point is, this is the early draft version that I will one day come back to as I get better and redo, probably. For reference, for anyone who hasn't seen them, here's some other things I've done for the setting. My first attempt at a mech, one of the other factions. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're meant to be like living weapons in and of themselves anyway. This thing, fun fact, for those who didn't watch the lore video, this thing's internals are made of those horrors. Yeah, that's where this thing's internals came from. Hello, Rouge. I'm drawing things from the lore. So, this is the Mamba. This is the public mech that you'll see from the Republic. The rest are not so public because they're horrifying. What else was next? This actually is a civilian vehicle that's been given a gun. My first attempt at a hover vehicle from Neo Eden. This is meant to be a corporate transport, and they kind of decided to give it a laser at the front, basically. I'd be using this after D&D campaigns. I'm flattered. I mean, if you need some bit extra help, you probably have an actual. Yeah, that's right, man. Listen, I'm trying to learn how to draw myself, you see. Over time. We have this little thing, which was one of the first vehicles I did. This is from the Stimmers faction. It's one of their sand corvettes. Basically, they took a ship, modified it for the sand, gave it a big fucking gun, a couple broadsides, a little SAM sight, and a bunch of missiles to more guns. The sails are mostly decorative. And this is me trying to learn how to draw a tank. I'm not set on how to draw a tank yet, as you can probably tell. This is me, this is the reference, and then this is my modifications to said reference, to try and learn how to draw a tank. Yeah. Back to the horrors, though. This is still my favourite. I can't seem to get anything I like as much as this. I mean, like, this is just the basic shapes at the minute, but I keep saying that, it's for my own benefit, really. Oh, thank you. The tank is... I admit the tank's more traced than reference drawn. That was me kind of trying to learn kind of how it was put together when I draw my own. So that tank is quite heavily traced. I'll be completely upfront with that one. That's probably why it looks so clean. But hence why I'm not like, hey, so what I did. I kind of want to use that as like a... Because I wanted to use like a World War II tank as a design point. I kind of like the ruggedness of World War II tanks. Because it's not meant to look... The Doom tank that's going to be based off of it isn't meant to... Listen, I'm still learning, okay? Still learning now. Yeah, so this thing... Yeah, this thing's mouth is kind of based on a goblin shark. And a Tyrannus, actually. So I'm gonna just make this layer... Oop, not disappear. Transparent shit. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'd say it's fine to trace stuff as long as you aren't... Oh yeah, like, believe me when I say that tank, by the time I do the actual Doom tank, it probably won't look much like it. I mostly just wanted to, like, try and replicate the shapes as best as I could. It was mostly a drawing exercise, I'll be honest. And then I moved bits around to give myself an idea. To then use that as a reference for the actual thing. I'm not... I need a different shark. Maybe that... You know... Right. White. Side. I wanna... no, I need something like... its mouth jutting forward out of its face. A little bit. Actually, no, I know exactly what will work. Deacon. The Deacon from Alien. There you are, you horrifying fucking thing. That's what I need. That's the shit I need. Hang on. One a sec. Yeah. There we are. That's what I need. I need you. There you are. That thing. That is what I need. And that's why it's choice to something. Like, yeah. Exactly. Oh, I'm shocked. Yeah, that. That actually. No, actually, that might just do more what I wanted to do. I know the mouse is a bit smaller now, but I feel like that almost works a bit better. Plus, I can do something about the mouth, actually. Pretty easily. I wanted just do this. No shape I'm liking. Just increase the size. Using tools because, bitches, we're using digital art. I can do what I fucking like. Boom. There we go. That's better. No, I'm using a style. I'm using a pen. I'm using a pen. I have a funny pen. I mean, that's why I went straight to digital. I probably should have learned from pencil, to be honest. Like, I think you're probably doing it long term in a way that'll probably work a bit better. But I decided early on for myself, kind of wanted a way to cheat a little. Guess that was the plan, anyway. Doesn't help me that much in the grand scheme of things. Do any more beacon? Thank you. Oh yeah. Honestly, the pencil's quite nice. Yeah, exactly. It just plays like a mouse, but I'm using the pen. You just can't see my hands. You just can't see my hands, Rouge. Can't see my bare fingers. Now, how do I do these things? Not perfect, but again, it probably needs a bit of workshopping on how we want to represent this thing properly, but you know, it's a nice starting point, I think. You know, I was just thinking of this thing frontal eyes, but I might just not give it any eyes at all, and just instead have it like arm it up a bit. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Don't Google Mr. Hands, kids. Yeah, no Mr. Hands. I'll tell you one thing I might have to look at. Might do this post-stream a bit, but there's a couple of creatures from Trench Crusade that this reminds me of a little bit that I might need to look at for some ideas. And also that massive nanomachine beast from Metal Gear Survive, of all things. Gives me that vibe quite a bit. Yeah. I think though there's a vision, at least now. I was worried I didn't have a vision before, but I've kind of got a vision-ish. I'm not going to say I'm happy with it, because I'm not entirely happy with it. But I feel like, if nothing else, there's a starting point I can come back to when I feel right. Yeah, still not being able to. Why are you the only one I'm actually happy with? Something about you that I've not been able to replicate with all the others. Do one more thing, I think. Tonight, anyway. I need something there. What I need, I might be just doing the head of this particular beast. Let's start with this thing, and work my way to it. Reference. So we can use good old Varuna Prime's head as a reference. So this would be the head of the, probably the leader beast. Working name for it's the Beast Lord, but I've not got a full name for it. Basically, these are what happens when certain people with the right genetics are taken, thrown into the primordial soup of flesh and metal that these things come out of, and are forcefully integrated. The end result is a intelligent and very dangerous beast that's quite cyborged up normally. Unless it's the primal strain, then in that case it's really not. But doing this one's more based on the normal. lasso the entire thing. Okay. Let me think. So. Oh, I forgot this was very important. Now then. This. Line down here. The thing to note with the Beast Lords is they'll kind of be more humanoid than the rest, considering their origins. But like, they'll have like a lot of very beastly features. Something like that. Okay. Zipper, thank you, thank you. A little bit of killer croc feature, yeah, but yeah. Remember how to draw eyes, Cobra. Like that. That's it. Ah. Yes, go away. My only problem, you know what? I will say one problem I do have with this application is certain things that should be really easy are not. Copying and pasting is way overcomplicated. Why can't I Control C, Control V with the lassoed? Why? Like, why? Why is it so fiddly? I just want to Control C, Control. I can do this. Like, Let me control C, control V. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Right. Let me merge these back down. Right, there we go. Why multiplies? Why the hell not? Yes, they're going to have the goat pupils. Just to fuck them. Actually, no. I know a way better, way more interesting thing I can do here. You know what? No, no. Even better. Even better than that. Just black. Just completely fucking black, devoid of soul eyes. Wait, no, no, let me cook. Let me cook. One fucking white dot in the middle. There you go. You can just barely see it. The shred of any intelligence. That bestial face. It was human once, after all. Bolted on steel to the face. This bit will probably must be some metallic. Probably some piston type stuff. Yeah, connect. Neck and stuff. I'm just gonna focus on the head for this thing. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, these things would be very customizable, probably. Like, some would have flight, some would just be massive bruises. It really depends on what you give them. They're not meant to be the biggest, baddest thing in the Horde. They're meant to be the brain of the operation. The idea would be, like, how to put it? The Horde can't quite get the job done because the Horde operating on hive mind autopilot just kind of rams into shit like a fucking meat slab. it'd be like me throwing a piece of bacon at you at your window. It's not really going to get anywhere, is it? But this thing's there to intelligently guide them. Quite often they'll drag the ones that were from that settlement, you know, to use their knowledge of it against the people there. Yeah, you know what? Obviously, the rest of the body I'd need to work on, but that is a very... I'd say, chap, that's a good start for it. And obviously, some of these images, definitely, I'll say this. This guy will show up in the audio. That's what I'm going to say to the matter. This thing I might show. The others, I want to workshop a bit more. There's something not quite right. It's bothering me. I think it's because I had a good vision for this one and this one, but not these. But there's aspects. So, we'll get there. Look, this is probably one of my first times, like, actually creature designing, so, it's been a fun little exercise. We will probably do this again at some point, by the way. I've had a good time doing this, actually. Again, hopefully, as I do more of these, I'll get better. What can I say? I honest, weird as it sounds, I feel like I get more out of just doing the thing. Reading about the thing, watching the thing, doesn't really teach me a lot, I found. Doing it far more than asking questions as I need, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that was quite a productive couple of hours, don't you? Well, I think, though, I am going to wrap it up here, as I must confess to you all, I didn't fucking sleep very nicely last night. So, I can feel it coming on strong in a minute. So, we'll wrap it up here, but that's... I feel like, you know, a productive bit of art. And, you know, I feel pretty good afterwards, which is a good thing to me. So, I'm going to go rest up a bit. Protective stream, yes. Productive, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the most happy of the first one. I don't... Yeah, I think, you know what? I need to kind of look at what I was doing with this one. Maybe this thing, maybe the idea of this thing would work better for some of the ideas I had. But, like, maybe I need to go more mammalian with it. You know? Give it more like a trunk and stuff, you know what I mean? I'll tell you what I should have done. The fucking Goma from Azura's Wrath, the elephant one, would have been a good inspiration for this, actually. As for this one, I think it needs a different body, but, like, yeah. I feel like at some point I'm going to pull these things apart and take the bits I like and make something better out of them. And then this thing is a starting point. I don't know how the body's going to look yet. I want a more humanoid planned body, though. Like, you should be able to tell this thing was human. But anyway, enough of my yamming. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you had a good time watching me draw and flail around awkwardly. We are going to raid somebody, I think. I think. Yes, we're going to raid somebody. So, do stick around for that. Fuck you. Right, have a good night, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow, where me and Decker are going to play some Subnautica 2. And we're going to discover if I have thalassophobia. Yeah. Anyway, good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Nah, I'll be fine.